guys, so in this video I'm going to talk on Olympiad preparation and how serious one should take such competitive exams and how early one should start with the preparation. Well, the eligibility criteria is grade 1 and beyond. So if your child is 6 years old, you can start with the preparation. Well, I believe that if you seriously want to do this, you have to start preparing, 1 year in advance. Only then you're gonna be able to, comfortably finish the curriculum before exam, and you have say around 2 months uh, time to practice the workbooks and appear for mock exams. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially if your child is enrolled in a full-time school because they have their school exams also in between. Especially during pandemic, now that everything is on a virtual mode, we as parents, we have got a lot of responsibility because we need to see that the child is performing well at school. Plus, we have enrolled our kids for such extra competitive exams. So we need to be sure that, it's not going to be too stressful on us, because take the responsibility only if you feel that you're going to do it, because there is no hard and fast rule that you have to sit for the exam. So especially during pandemic, I feel that just avoid getting too many things on your shoulder, because as a parent, as a as a mother, we have a lot of responsibilities. So just be sure that you are at a comfortable pace. Now secondly, if you want to start early, if you just want to know that, how early can we start and what are the things that we can keep in mind, is the first and the foremost thing that I always say: the foundation of everything is reading. So if your child loves to read, or if your child is a fluent reader by the age of 5, then definitely you can attempt your child to, you can let your child participate for grade 1 competitive exam like Olympiad exam, because your child can read independently. Now what you do as soon as your child turns 5, and that is, your child is in KG2, or if it's their summer vacation, you call for the workbooks, go through the topics. Now the challenge here is that grade 1, grade 2 is going to be little challenging for you because it's the foundation year. So your child will be working on addition, your child will be working on subtraction, and then in Olympiad, questions are always quite tricky, and they expect, that the child should know everything by the end of November, whereas school, they complete their curriculum by April. So definitely you have to start a year in advance. Now, if you have a child who is a slow learner, who takes time in understanding, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the child, because we'll be expecting them to understand topics. So you will force your child, or you'll expect your child to understand something in a shorter period of time, but that is not the child's personality. The child will take his own time, and this can be little overwhelming for you and your child. So avoid doing that. And even if you are passionate about it, then you should start with the preparation and year in, 1 year in advance. Then that will be quite comfortable for you as well as your child. Now secondly, grade 1, grade 2, not every school recommends, because these are the foundation years, as I already told you, and the child is struggling to read, and then the child is working on a maths problem. There's so many things. So that is why most of the schools, they have their eligibility criteria or the cutoff say from grade 3 onwards. So that's also something which I feel the school is right on their own part. So something that you can do is don't appear for the exam, but just get the workbooks and keep on solving. Once you see that your child has mastered addition, you can just take out chapters on addition from Olympiad books. So this definitely gives a perspective to your child, how to think out of box. So the only objective out of Olympiad preparation is that they don't get to answer direct questions. And now that they are in the process of learning these tricky questions, when they are gonna face competitive exams on national and international level, say after 10 years, after 12 years, they are gonna be at a comfortable place. For them, maybe, it's not always true, but maybe those exams are going to be a cakewalk for your child, because your child has been trained to think out of the box, because now that you are preparing, you might have observed that the questions are so tricky that sometimes even we get confused. Say for a question which is, for a grade 1 student, so they are tricky questions, but over practice, your child is definitely going to do it. So it requires a lot of practice. Grade 1 will be challenging for you, trust me. So don't lose hope. Just go with your child's pace. But grade 2 onwards, you're going to see that because your child has been exposed to such type of questions, the language, your child is able to do it at a better pace, and they are at a comfortable level now, because maybe year 1 was little uncomfortable for the child, but year 2 will be better, and then again year 3 is going to be much better than year 1. So definitely, if a child is appearing for the first time when he is in grade 3, and a child who is always already being exposed to such questions in grade 1, grade 2, they are going to be at a comfortable position. So that's the difference, and that is why I always encourage people to let their child participate in these competitive exams. So coming for second, third, or grabbing the gold medal is not my concern. My concern is that the child should practice different type of questions, because then it is going to open their mind. So if you are still stressed, just ask this question to you. What is your long-term objective? What is more important to you? Getting a gold medal, or your child, if your child is able to do at least 20 questions on his own, that brings more happiness to you. So just work on this and think that, uh, what actually makes sense. Now, again, I feel that kids who are a quick learner, for them, this is something that you can challenge them, and definitely enroll your child who is able to, understand things at a faster rate for such exams, because then, you're going to challenge their brain, and then they're going to perform well. And then, yeah, for them, it's easy, but nothing comes very easy to a child. You have to work, the child has to work hard on that. It's just like some kids, they take a lot of time, whereas there are kids who can do it in one go. So that's the thing. And also, I would not say that if you prepare just 2 months in advance, you can do it. You can do it if the entire syllabus of grade 1 or grade 2 is over, and all that is left is just, that you have to solve the questions. So that is what that I wanted to say. Like, I'm going to tell you this, that how last year was when we were preparing for the Olympiad. This year, it's quite easy for us, because obviously I am not aiming to get full marks. And secondly, because she participated last year, so now she can understand the text, and she can, actually work on the questions. I would not say that she's 100% at it, but yeah, she's at 75%, and I am still happy, because something is better than nothing. So if you don't expose your child to such questions, you will not see any difference in your child in the long run. So this is just one of the grooming, I would say, process. It's one of the grooming process for your child in the child's education. So definitely, I highly recommend. But again, if you feel that your child doesn't have potential, just take it slow as per your child's pace. Solve one workbook, that's okay, and let him or her sit for the exam. Now, if you see that your child has already completed one workbook, you can give them another set, but go with the pace of your child. Have a good routine, and I think that's all, and then you're going to do it well. If there is any other question, because I feel there was one more question, that do you want to work on the speed? Because now during online mode, they expect the child to finish the paper quickly, and the rank is determined by the time. It's not also determined by the score, it's also determined by the time. So, at what time your child completed it, how much time your child actually took to finish that particular exam, it helps the child in securing higher rank. So if now it's so tricky that if you know that your child is a slow learner, we just cannot push our child. Kids, they take time to understand questions, and they are too cautious to make errors. So definitely they're gonna not be able to finish the questions on time. So it's absolutely fine. We need to work on it. So just don't be too competitive, especially during early age. That's what I would recommend. Just practice and sit for the exam. That's it. So that's all that I wanted to share with you. And yeah, some of you even wanted to know how is my preparation different um, this year than last year. So this year, I would say that because we were working on certain concepts of grade 2 when we were in grade 1, maths is, I would say, quite comfortable for us. And same goes with English. In science, we did have certain topics which was common in our grade 1's syllabus. So we just need to work on the 50% remaining topics. So this year we are actually at a comfortable position. So that is why, I started pretty late. We have just started with the preparation, and all that we do is right now we are working on OSWAL publication. So all the Olympiad books, say on English, maths, GK, and science from Olympiad from OSWAL publication. They do have, some information on the chapter. So I make my daughter read, especially in science and GK. English and maths, we try to skip. And then, we work on the questions. She solves the questions. And I try to make her do that independently, but I feel that she gets distracted. So I sit with her just to see that, she is actually solving the question and she's not actually dreaming, because that's something that I have observed recently, that if I make her sit there, she's just going to think something else and she's not working on the question, so I have to be there. And yeah, so once we complete the entire books from Oswal publication, we are going to move on to MTG workbooks. That's it. I'm not going to enroll her for any online test that MTG recommends. Neither I'm going to work on any mock papers like last year. Like we solved around so many previous year questions. This year, I'm not going to do that. The reason being, we don't have that much time. Last year, all that we did in that span of 6 months was Olympiad preparation. But this year, we we have so many different things, and we have school exams also, which happens in the month of October. So, and then we have extracurricular activities. So we won't be able to, there is no thought about that, we won't be able to practice that much. So definitely I'm fine, as long as she's solving things and she's learning things and she's picking up on new things, I am happy. So as you see how my priorities have changed from last year, and this actually helps me to be in a better position, and it keeps me sane. So I hope you liked this video. Bye bye, guys. Have a good day.